Mama? Mama, wait! Please, don't go!
This is the story of a mother who loved her son so much, she became a river. Long ago, in the village of Udo, there was a kind of happiness that people only understand after it is gone. Children chased each other to the riverbank every morning. Farmers sang while they worked. The river provided everything. In a small mud home near the edge of the village lived a widow named Adazizi and her only son, Chidi. They did not have much, but they had each other. Every morning Chidi would run ahead of his mother toward the river, laughing, daring her to catch him. And every morning Adaze would watch him and smile the way only a mother can. That was their life, simple, warm, full, until the morning the river began to die. At first, nobody noticed. The water level dropped only a little. People assumed it was the dry season. They were not worried. But then a week passed. Then another. The river shrank to a trickle. The wells began to dry. The crops turned brown beneath the burning sun. Fear crept into the village slowly, the way darkness fills a room when a candle dies. Chidi searched the forest every single day, walking further than he had ever walked, returning each evening with nothing but dust on his feet and shame in his eyes. He never told his mother how scared he was. He didn't have to. She already knew. The elders gathered beneath the ancient tree. They had no answers. The villagers prayed until their knees ached. They dug until their hands bled. Nothing worked. One evening, Adaze sat in their small home and watched her son drink the very last cup of water. He drank it slowly, trying to make it last. When he finished, he looked up at her and smiled. The way children do when they are trying not to worry their mothers. That smile broke her. After he fell asleep, Adaze sat in the dark and wept silently. She could not feed him. She could not protect him. She could not watch him die slowly while she did nothing. So before the sun rose, she made a decision. She climbed the sacred hill alone. The village looked so small from up there, so fragile. She knelt in the dirt and pressed her forehead to the ground. Ancestors, please, I am not asking for myself. Save my son. Save our people. For a long time there was only silence. Then the air changed. A golden light appeared before her, warm and ancient, like sunrise seen for the first time. From the light stepped a spirit. His eyes held the weight of 1,000 years. The river was dying, he said, and when it died completely, the village would follow. But there was one way to save it. A pure heart had to take the river's place. If someone gave their life willingly, their spirit would become the water. The river would return. The village would live. Adaze did not flinch. She did not hesitate. She only asked one question. And my son? The spirit's face softened. He will live, but he will grow up without you. That night she went home. She cooked his favorite meal. She laughed louder than usual. She asked him to tell her every story he knew, even the ones she had already heard 100 times. She wanted to fill herself with him. Every laugh, every word, every moment. When he finally fell asleep, she sat beside him for a long time. She memorized his face, the curl of his eyelashes, the small scar on his chin from when he fell chasing butterflies. She stroked his hair gently, so she would not wake him. I wish I could stay. Then she rose, picked up nothing, and walked out into the dark. But Chidi woke. He heard the door. He ran after her into the early morning, his feet bare against the cold ground. Mother, where are you going? She stopped. She did not turn around immediately, because she knew that if she saw his face, she might not be able to do it. Then slowly she turned. I have no choice. Chidi ran to her. She pulled him close and held him the way you hold something you know you are losing." Then she kissed his forehead and whispered the last words she would ever speak to him as a human being. "No matter what happens, I will always be with you." She stepped back. She looked at him one final time. And then she walked away without looking back, because looking back would have destroyed her. At the source of the river, the ancestor's spirit was waiting. "Are you ready?" Adieze did not hesitate. "I am ready." Golden light swallowed her whole. The earth trembled beneath the hill. The sky cracked open with ancient power, and where a daisy once stood, water burst from the ground, clean, cold, and rushing. The stream grew, then wider. Then it became a river. It poured through the valley, like something that had always been there. Like it had simply been waiting to be called home. The wells filled. The crops drank. The land exhaled. An old farmer walked to the riverbank, knelt down, and wept into his hands. But Chidi did not celebrate. He searched the village. He searched the forest. He called her name until his voice gave out. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. His mother never came home. Then, one evening, he sat alone at the river's edge, watching the water move in the fading light, and he heard it. Soft, familiar, impossible. "My son," the river stilled, and in its surface he saw her, his mother's face, smiling up at him through the water. Not in pain, not lost, at peace. And in that moment, everything he had refused to understand became clear. She had not left him. She had not abandoned him. She had simply loved him in the only way she had left. Completely. Finally, forever. From that day forward, whenever the river sang against the rocks, Chidi heard his mother's voice. He protected that river for the rest of his life. And the people of Udo never forgot the woman who gave everything so others could live. True love is not measured by what we keep for ourselves, but by what we are willing to give for others.